Hey nerds, we are diving deep into Joker Folie À Deux, the much anticipated sequel to the 2019 Joker, which took the world by storm. Todd Phillips returns as director, bringing Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga together for what can only be described as an intense and twisted musical journey through the minds of Arthur Fleck and Lee Quinzel. But does this follow-up deliver on the promise of the original? Let's dive in right now. Welcome back to the Nerd Soul Show. I'm Nathan.
And I'm Colin.
As always, if you want to jump ahead of the intro to our analysis or ratings, check the chapter links below. This film is 138 minutes long and it hits theaters in the US on October 4th with previews on October 3rd in IMAX, Dolby Digital, and standard projection formats. Let's get into it. The spoiler-free logline for this movie is Joker Folie À Deux picks up with Arthur Fleck in Arkham Asylum, serving time for his violent outbursts in Gotham. He's medicated, disconnected, and at a low point when he meets Lee Quinzel, played by Lady Gaga. The film follows their journey as they bond over their shared delusions, blending music, madness, and social commentary into a bizarre and often surreal love story. This film is directed by Todd Phillips, who co-wrote the screenplay with Scott Silver, the same team behind the first Joker. Phillips also worked with key returning crew members like cinematographer Lawrence Shear and composer Hilda Goodenough, whose music played such a key role in shaping the original movie's eerie tone. The main cast consists of Joaquin Phoenix, who reprises his Academy Award-winning role as Arthur Fleck, also known as the Joker. He is known for The Gladiator, Her, and the original Joker, among other things. Lady Gaga stars as Lee Quinzel, short for Harley Quinzel, Arthur's love interest, a character who believes deeply in his actions and falls deeper into his delusions. She is known for Stars Born, House of Gucci, and also being a recording artist. Brendan Gleeson plays Jackie Sullivan, a prison guard at Arkham Asylum. He is known for The Banshees of Inisherin and Braveheart. Catherine Kinnear portrays Marianne Stewart, Arthur's lawyer who believes in his innocence but faces resistance from all sides. She is known for Get Out and Quilty. And Zazie Beetz returns as Sophie Dumont, having a brief but crucial role in this film. She is known for Deadpool and Atlanta. So we're gonna break this down. Colin, let's start with your thoughts on the movie. I saw it earlier today in IMAX and Dolby, and was blown away by how immersive the Arkham scenes were. What stood out for you this movie?
This movie was a deranged musical. I thought when you talked about how it was a musical at the beginning, and there were rumors online of how it was going to be a musical, I just didn't expect that it was that musical. And of course they used Lady Gaga being there to sing because that's her biggest asset. And it was amazing to me. The music was great. I really loved the music. But I think that a lot of the audience members, when I heard whispers from them saying that I didn't really like it, it's not much action, and so there were definitely some reservations from the crowd as to what was going on in the movie, and not typical of what they've seen even in the first Joker, which I actually saw for the first time I think a couple of days ago. It's definitely much more of a avant-garde and experimentation type of film, and I just am concerned that if some of the fan base would be turned off by it and it won't make as much money as, say, the first Joker. And also the fact that they're taking a big risk. And sometimes with big budget movies, it's very hard for you to take big risks with these type of things. But I really applaud Warner Brothers for trying something very different and just very off the wall and over the top at times. But overall, I really liked it for that experimentation. But in terms of whether or not it's a safe bet, that remains to be seen, and how the audience reacts to it, that remains to be seen as well.
Yeah, I'm not too concerned about Warner Brothers. Warner Brothers making their money. I agree with you. It's not going to be for everyone. I don't know that it was for me either, really. But I did appreciate certain things about the movie. Like I said, I saw it in IMAX with Dolby, and at times it felt like the inmates were like next to me or behind me with the sound design. So I really appreciated like the level of detail there. The design is incredibly layered, particularly, like I said, in the Arkham scenes. The voices and the noises are just as unsettling as the visuals. The music is also a standout. I want to mention one specific moment moment there. There's a haunting rendition of Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered, and you'll know it when you see it in the movie. And it really works within the context of the scene. A lot of the music in the movie is part of their delusions, so they're cutaways in their heads, but this one wasn't a cutaway. I thought it was at the beginning because the ones previous to this one were, but yeah, it was one that was actually in context. So it was just like other people actually seeing how crazy they were for like randomly singing. So that was really effective. There were actually a couple effective set pieces in the movie. What's fascinating is how Arthur and Lee's shared delusion evolves over the course of the film. It's literally a Folie À Deux, or shared madness, I think is what that translates into, where their madness feeds off of each other. Some of the set pieces exploring these delusions are visually stunning, very vibrant, very surreal. But while these scenes are entertaining and visually compelling, the movie doesn't dive deep into the mental health conversation that much. They just put these scenes in as a replacement for that conversation. There's some social commentary present as well about the failure of social services, the criminal justice system, society's dehumanization of the mentally ill. But again, that all seems little surface. Like literally it's on the radio, I hear these things, and then you never hear them come up again in the movie, except for once maybe in the courtroom with Arthur as the lawyer. Like I said, there are a lot of visually stunning moments though. You could freeze frame some of these scenes, and the cinematography is awesome in this movie. Todd Phillips and his cinematographer Lawrence Shear capture a world that's at once gritty and fantastical. Seeing the world through Arthur and Lee's delusions is like watching a deranged musical unfold with vibrant colors and wild set pieces. However, outside of these illusions, there are parts of the film that just drag and feel uneven for me. So my overall engagement with the film works well in some aspects, particularly as I was saying, the sound, the music, and the performances, but it's not a movie I'd rush to go and rewatch. The pacing dips in places. There are some scenes that feel superfluous or repetitive. These set pieces, while great to see in isolation, don't really hang together as a movie. That said, if you're going to go and see this, I recommend seeing it in IMAX with Dolby for the full sound and visual experience. Any other thoughts before we get to her ratings?
Yeah, so I just think that you're right. The social commentary, I feel, is very surface level. And I think that going back to experimentation, Marvel also tried that as well to varying degrees of success. And also the ones that they really take risks on, I think that they've really not gotten back their bang for the buck. And I just feel as though this movie is going to be like, fortunately, I don't know if comparatively speaking to the last DC movie was Flash. I think it's better than Flash.
I think it's more interesting than Flash,
yeah,
yes.
Yeah.
But I'm probably going to give it the same rating because it doesn't really hang together as a movie. There's a whole lot of set pieces that are great to watch, and I would go back and watch those set pieces. But yeah, the performances are good. Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga are great. And of course, she's a world-class singer, so when she's singing, she's great. For Joaquin Phoenix, even though he's not a singer, within the context of the film, the way that he's singing and what he's singing about, you feel it emotionally, specifically, like I said, that song that I mentioned earlier. But yeah, I don't think it's the cast. I think it's just the structure of the film. I think I was catching comments from someone say that this needs to be either not a musical or completely a musical. The splitting between the two means that the script is a little bit jumbled. And also, if you strip out all the musical things and you just talk about the plot itself, it's not something you would come back to go and see. What actually happens in the movie without those musical delusions, it's not really something that you would be interested in seeing as a movie. Unless they were actually replacing those musical, like I said, the people have said, okay, you should have stripped out all the music. Unless they're replacing all those musical things with actual commentary on the mental health stuff and actual commentary on the social stuff, then it would be actually a movie. But right now, it's a bunch of set pieces that are interesting to watch, connected by a very thin story when it's not the set pieces.
Right.
So, Colin, after breaking it all down, what would you rate Joker Folie À Deux on our nerd social scale?
If I was a full-fledged DC Comics fan and going back to all the other DC movies, it would be a hate watch, a 3. But because I like the fact that they experimented, that they did something risky, I really enjoyed it in that sense. I was tempted to give it as high as an 8, but I'm just going to settle on a 7, which is a dinner party. So it is a film that's worth watching. It's worth dissecting with friends over some good food and good wine. But I think that in terms of rewatchability, I don't, like you said, I don't want to revisit this very often because it's good for the music, but it's just not, it doesn't appeal. And it's not like any of the Dark Knight films, not even some of the DC animation. It's not like that. It's just completely off the wall, just different. And again, if people appreciate it for that, great. You're going to love this. But for those hardcore DC fans, they're going to be like, what the heck did I just watch? I have no idea. So that's where I stand in terms of my rating as a 7.
Yeah, I'm going to give Joker Folie À Deux a dinner party rating or a 7 as well. Like I said, it's a visually impressive movie with some incredible sound work and performances, but it's uneven pacing, surface level exploration of social issues. Keep it from being a must-see for me. It's definitely worth watching with friends, like you said, as a conversation piece, if you're into bizarre, surreal cinema. But if you're not already committed to seeing it, you might want to just wait for streaming. Yeah, it's, like I said, I could watch some of the set pieces over and over again as music videos, but I don't want to sit for 138 minutes. I don't want to sit for 138 minutes. I could watch pieces of this if I were going to watch a music video over again. That would be interesting, but I don't want to revisit the movie. Anyway, any final thoughts?
Just that, again, it's just there are some, I don't want to say that I want to bash this at all, because like you said, the performances are really good. I think that there's definitely some type of things that are there, and it's not as edgy as the first one. I think they just said, oh, it made $1 billion, so how can we capitalize on that? Oh yeah, we're going to cast Lady Gaga as Lee Quinzel. Oh, we're going to do a musical. So I think that they're just trying to reach, because they don't want to tell the same story over and over again. I get that, but at the same time, there are ways to tell the same story, but in other types of ways that might say, oh, that's a new way of presenting things. Or maybe you just want to go back to formulaic. I don't really know, but it's just, go ahead.
Yes, I don't have the problem with them doing something different. I just don't think they executed it well. And I think from interviews, he said that he didn't take kindly to the fact that a lot of people identified with the character, so he didn't want to do that over again. He didn't want to make him look as heroic as he did in the previous movie, which you would think that would be obvious to people. Like, everyone knows Joker is a villain, so coming away from the movie be like, oh yeah, he's the good guy, is weird. So I guess he wanted to be very clear this movie.
Well, I think it's also the sign of the times. It was like based on our political environment, and also even now, I rewatched it 2 days ago. It's nihilistic, and it's like people embrace the nihilism. And going back to, I don't know, The Boys, people were like, oh my gosh, Homelander is the embodiment of some of our worst political tendencies. And it's like, I can't believe that's the case. So I think that he's trying to overcompensate for what he saw in the reaction of it. But we are in fraught times here. So in any case, I think that it was just a commentary on the conditions of socially that we are experiencing back in 2019, but also now. And it's very interesting to see that type of, again, nihilism, but also that type of anarchy, chaos that's happening. Dramatized, of course.
Dramatized, but also like people who identify with it and also like egg it on, because I don't know. I really don't know. I can't get into the mind of these people, but hopefully it's going to be raised within. Who knows how things will end up. But hopefully we get out of this era, but I don't know if we can. Even if someone specific just goes away, I think there are a lot of people who see blood in the water, and that's what they want our society to be. Anyway, what did you think of Joker Folie À Deux? Did it live up to your expectations, or did it fall short? Let us know in the comments below. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to like and share and subscribe for more in-depth analysis of film and TV. See you in the next one, guys. Bye.